Most of us want to be lean, muscular, and aesthetic, but don't know how. The internet will overwhelm you with elimination diets, misinformation, and drugs. But the truth is, getting lean is boring, really boring. It's the accumulation of daily habits, routines, and control. Why do you think there are more millionaires than there are people with visible abs? Getting lean is not something you can buy or cheat your way through. It's a physical manifestation of discipline. And I'm going to show you 10 steps that are boring, but will get you lean. If you look at every fat loss method, every diet, every hack, they all have one thing in common. And it's the same reason you'll see one guy run for an entire year, not make any progress, but see another guy who looks like he eats whatever he wants and gets down to 10% body fat. They all put you into a calorie deficit. And I know counting your calories is boring, but it will get you lean. And this is how you're gonna do it. First, use a TDEE calculator to get an estimate of your maintenance calories. And then you're gonna take away 300 to 500 away from this number to put you into a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. This is sustainable enough for you to be able to eat out with your friends, with your partner, be able to have a nice pastry while you're traveling, but it's also fast enough to see very good progress relatively quick. Once you get your number, you need to find a way to actually track your calories. So I recommend you download an app called MyFitnessPal. It's the one I've been using for years, not sponsored, it's good. And then you'll need a food scale so you can accurately measure the amount of food you're eating, so you can put that into the calculator. For your macros, keep it extremely simple. 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight so you can build and maintain muscle whilst losing fat. 0.8 to 1 gram of fat per kilogram of body weight to maintain healthy hormones. And the rest of your calories should be made up of carbs so you can have enough energy for daily life and for the gym. The first step looks at your food quantity. Now the next step looks at your food quality. Imagine having 1,000 calories worth of chocolate and candy versus 1,000 calories worth of lean meats, vegetables, and fruits. Which one do you think is going to leave you feeling full, recovering faster, and just having more energy throughout the day? Of course, the whole foods, which are foods that grow from the ground, walk the earth, and swim the oceans. This is because they're dense in micronutrients, and in general, they just have more volume. So not only will they help you get lean, but they'll help you feel good whilst you're getting lean. The majority of my food is pretty locked in. But don't get me wrong, I love the food I eat. I wouldn't be able to eat it if I didn't love it. It tastes good, it makes me feel good. But some may say it's a little bit boring, but it will get you lean. My meals always have a good source of protein, so meats, eggs, dairy, or fish. A healthy source of carbs, this could be fruits, vegetables, or grains. And a healthy source of fats like eggs, fish, meats, olive oil, avocados, and nuts. So the next step, you need to know how to eat outside. I got to 10% body fat and maintained it whilst being able to travel Europe and Asia. And bear in mind, I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't track every single macro to the gram every single time I go out and eat. I don't bring a food scale with me, but I still have ways of loosely tracking without having to bring a food scale and weighing every single thing I eat in the restaurant. The first way is pretty obvious. I'll just look at the calories either on their menu or on their website. And the second way I loosely track my food without bringing a little food scale with me to every restaurant I go to is by first taking a picture of the meal, which is a pretty normal thing to do. And then later on, I'll put in as much context as possible about the meal into AI with a picture. And then I'll get an estimate of how many calories are in that meal. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying as consistent as possible even when the routine isn't consistent. But it also helps that when I'm traveling, I'm averaging 20k steps. I still hit the gym or go to the calisthenics park. And I know prioritizing whole foods whilst you're out and about and only having a little snack here and there is boring, but it will get you lean, and that's the goal. Now for the next step, I've always been a person who could eat a lot of food. I've always struggled with having a massive appetite and being able to eat whatever I want whenever I want, which is why I struggled to get lean when I was younger, until I realized that not all foods are built equally. For example, when I'm getting lean, I barely eat rice. And it's not because carbs are gonna make you fat. It's not a bad source of carbs before you go have a workout, but it's not a good source of carbs if your goal is to stay full and get lean. So as well as eating whole foods, you also want to make sure you're eating foods that are high in volume and very satiating. So these are foods that are not just whole foods, but also take up a lot of space on your plate and in your stomach. For example, there was one meal in particular that got me diced, that got me absolutely shredded out of my mind. This meal was the GOAT. I had it every single night. It kept me feeling full every single night. I remember going to sleep thinking, bro, there is no way I'm going to wake up lighter the next day. I wake up and I'm lighter the next day. It was an absolute mind-boggling experience. I love this meal. So this meal is a modified Filipino chicken tinola. So instead of having rice, I'd have potatoes, but it was essentially a bowl of vegetables, skinless chicken thighs, aromatics, and water. And on the side, I'd have a massive papaya as a dessert. This meal was extremely low calorie, extremely high volume, very filling, and it had a little sweet dessert on the side. Prioritizing high volume, satiating meals is a cheat code. If you've got a massive appetite and can eat a lot of food, this is a cheat code for you. And I know high volume whole foods are considered boring, but they will 100% get you lean. All we've spoken about so far is food, diet, nutrition, but it is a massive part of what gets you lean. But there are other factors too, such as movement. The average person only gets around 3k steps per day, which is atrocious for trying to get lean. And if you think about it, most people actually gained weight during a period of time a few years ago where we couldn't leave the house. So that means a lack of movement equals weight gain. So if you want to lose weight and get lean, then you have to do the opposite. So you have to move more. And I know you might hate cardio. You don't want to do your cardio, but you have to do your cardio. And this time I'm not going to make it boring. My number one rule for cardio is to make sure you enjoy it. Otherwise, you're not going to stick to it. You're going to hate it and you're not going to do it. So you can play a sport or do a form of cardio that you find fun. So for me, it's walking, jump rope, and Muay Thai. Or you could pair a very boring form of cardio with something that you already find very fun. So for example, I'll do an incline walk on the treadmill whilst watching anime. If you enjoy cycling outdoors, go cycling. If you enjoy swimming, then go swimming. Literally do anything as long as you enjoy it and you can stick to it for a long enough period of time to get lean and then also maintain it forever to stay lean. For example, a few months ago, one of my clients, Juan, came to me skinny fat and under eating, and he hated the incline walk. He called it the hamster wheel, which I did think was quite funny. I'm not going to make a person who hates the incline walk do the incline walk. So for him, we got creative and found forms of cardio that he enjoys. Drumming, swimming, running, walking, literally anything he enjoyed, I just let him do that throughout the week. And by integrating forms of movement that he loves into his lifestyle, he was able to eat more food whilst getting leaner, building muscle, and mastering his body. And if you want to transform your life and body like Juan, just press the link in the description for one-on-one coaching. Step 6 is very relevant to me, and it might be for you. A few years ago, I followed every single step we've spoken about so far, but I didn't do any resistance training at all. I didn't lift weights, I didn't do any calisthenics, weighted calisthenics, and I'm sure you can imagine what happened to my body. Kind of made me a little bit skinny fat looking. It wasn't ideal, it wasn't good. So to avoid making the same mistake as me, make sure you prioritize your resistance training. It's very important. And you don't have to go in 5 to 6 times per week. You can go 5, 4, 3 times per week and still make incredible progress. But when you do your resistance training, just make sure you're prioritizing compound movements. So these are movements that target many muscles at once, and this will help you build multiple muscles at the same time. These are exercises like weighted pull-ups and dips, rows, overhead press, any squat movement, and any hip hinge. And if you just focus on those exercises, you'd build a very impressive body. However, if you do want to build smaller muscle groups like the shoulders, arms, and calves a little bit more, you can throw in a little isolation exercises in there too. But you'll only make progress if you train hard. The majority of men I see in the gym these days are training to mild discomfort at best. The other day, I literally watched someone do a leg press, which is one of the hardest exercises you can do in the gym. There's a lot of weight you could slap onto that machine. He was doing the leg press whilst brain rotting. He was doom scrolling on his phone whilst using the leg press, which was an insane thing to see. Do not be that guy. Do not doom scroll whilst exercising. Put some actual focus and concentration into the exercise. I'm not saying you do, but you might, and you might know someone who might. Make sure you're lifting heavy, lifting hard, and pushing your body to grow muscle, to adapt to the stimulus that you're providing. The next step is all about creating a simple routine that combines everything we've spoken about so far into a system that you can replicate every single day. Most people already know that they need to eat clean, go to the gym, but that's not the reason they fail. The reason most people fail, and the reason why I used to fail, isn't because they didn't know what to do, because most people know they need to eat clean and go to the gym. It's pretty boring stuff, pretty self-explanatory. But the reason I failed over and over again is because I had no routine and no structure to my life. So I'd wake up not knowing what I was going to do that day, not knowing what I was going to do at the gym that day, not knowing what I was going to eat, didn't have anything prepared. That's why I failed. If you have routine and structure, that means you have control of your life. And if you have control of your life, that means you have control of your body. Who do you think is going to have an easier time getting lean? The guy who planned his day the night before, has already meal prepped for the entire week, and knows everything he needs to do when he wakes up? Or the guy who's done no planning, no preparation, wakes up and just gets on with his day thinking, yeah, I'm going to try my hardest to get lean today. Who do you think is going to get lean? Being prepared beats raw effort when raw effort isn't prepared. Imagine how fast you'd get lean if the moment you woke up, you knew exactly what you were going to do. You already had your food prepared. You already have your breakfast tracked for the next week. It's like checking off a bunch of boxes before you've even woken up. So instead of having to constantly play catch up, constantly think about what you need to do and exhaust yourself mentally every single day, just have a plan. It's that simple. Have a plan and routine that you can follow every single day that will get you to where you need to be, and then life will just flow. Pure flow state. I used to feel very discouraged when I'd wake up after 2 weeks of doing everything correctly and see minimal progress in the mirror. How long is this going to take? I've been doing this for 2 weeks straight, been super consistent, and I see no progress. And this is completely normal. Everyone expects super fast results when you're staying super locked in. That's not how it works. I realized I had to find different ways of tracking progress. So the 2 ways I track my progress was by 1, taking a picture of my body every week or every 2 weeks, and 2, measuring my weight every morning, taking a note of it, and then taking averages every week, comparing my weight week by week. And the goal was to lose around 0.5 to 1% of my body weight per week. And if my weight plateaued, that means I was doing something wrong, or I had to adjust something because my body is adapted to whatever I was doing. The next step is all about being realistic with how long it's going to take for you to get the progress you need, because a lot of people have in their mind, yeah, in 2 months I'm going to get down to 10% body fat, no problem. All I need to do is lock in. The best thing you can do to make sure you don't get disheartened or discouraged when you go into a weight loss phase is to have a realistic expectation of how much fat you're going to lose per month, or how long it will take you to actually get lean. I'll give you 2 examples of what realistic natural fat loss looks like. So the first example is myself. It took me 4 to 5 months to go from this to this naturally naturally whilst not obsessing over the gym. And it took my client Juan 4 months to go from this to this naturally as well. This is the most important step so far, because you can have all the tools in the world, you can have every piece of information you have, but if you don't believe you can do it, then you won't do it. I was quite lucky because growing up I was really skinny, then gained a bunch of weight. You still have to go through the same processes, except the only thing is you know you've been there already, so it's not as hard mentally to get back there. So although I spent a few years being chunky, I knew it was possible for me to get lean because I used to be lean. Sometimes I like to think, what if I was never skinny? What if I grew up fat? What if I was overfed as a kid and never had a chance to be lean or skinny? What if every single day of my life I had grown up, looked in the mirror and only seen a version of me that was fat and never had the image of a leaner version of myself in my mind? How could I work towards something that I'd never seen before? If you are in the same situation as me where you've been skinny or been lean before and then gained a bunch of weight, then it's fine, because you know that if you can change one way, then you can change back the other way. If you were in the other scenario where the situation was out of your control, you were born and raised in an environment that made you fat, then I want you to do this. Visualization is powerful. If you know what you're working towards, it's a lot easier to work towards it. So close your eyes and actually picture it. Be as specific as possible. Really imagine what that lean version of you would look like. Would you have visible abs, a lean face, no love handles? Be as specific as you want. Be as vain as you want. Don't start thinking about a bodybuilder because they're all on steroids and they have elite level genetics. Don't compare yourself to your favorite influencer. What would you look like if you were lean using your body right now? And then what would that version of you feel like? Would you feel confident, strong, energetic? Whatever you think that version of you with that body would feel like, write it down or think about it. Just be super specific with everything that you believe that version of you would feel on a day-to-day basis. Now that you've imagined what you'd look like, what you'd feel like, what would that person do day to day? How did he get there and how does he stay there? What does he do? What does that version of you do every single day consistently? What are his non-negotiables? If you can imagine those, so whatever it may be, maybe it's the things that we've spoken about today. Would that version of you go to the gym consistently? Would he plan out his nights? Would he be more organized? Would he eat clean? Would he track his food? All the things that we've spoken about today, what would that version of you do? Use all of those to your advantage, because I've given you essentially everything you need to imagine what that version of you would do day to day. Now, do you see what you've just done? You've created an image of yourself in your mind. You've created a feeling of what that person would feel like. You now know what that person feels like. And you created a point A to point B structure where you now know exactly what you need to do to go from point A to point B. You now have two options. Option A is you do everything we've spoken about today, and in 4 to 6 to 8, 12 months, you completely transform your body, transform your life. Or you can do option B, which is
for example, nothing. For the moment, nothing.
Nothing, and just be in the exact same position you're in now in that time frame. Pick option A. Do it. I know you can do it. You know you can do it. You've just seen it. You've seen the version of you that you know you can be, and you've seen the plan to get there. I believe anyone can transform their body as long as they want to and know how to. That's literally it. Knowing and wanting it bad enough. Anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. My name is Iyad Harichi, by the way. Peace.